Welcome back to another video. Today we are doing another client interview and we have our client Stephanie from New York joining us. Stephanie, say hi.
Hi.
Awesome. I definitely appreciate you hopping on here, taking some time of your day to get on this interview and talk about your experience with Enopoly. So let's just go ahead and dive in. Stephanie, how long have you been with us?
I've been with you guys since July of this year.
July of this year. Perfect.
Mhm.
So what are we in now? We're in November. Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, it's in a couple, yeah, it's tomorrow or a couple days or something, whenever that is. I don't know.
Yeah, so you're about 5 months in, right? Something like
Yes,
that.
at this point,
Five
yeah.
5 months in, which is typically a really good start, especially your store. What it hit 80,000 just over the past weekend.
Yeah. Super exciting. Super exciting.
So tell me about your experience working with us so far. I know we had a conversation before I started recording, but I know reiterate experience with us.
Yeah, I mean, my experience with you guys has been absolutely phenomenal. I was considering two other e-commerce like automation companies prior to yours, and they just did not meet my needs whatsoever. Like their numbers weren't adding up, things were kind of iffy. Even people that worked for them were talking about how things weren't really all the way right. So I was put on to your company, and it's just been smooth sailing ever since. It's been one of the best investments I've made so far, I'll say.
Can you make it sound not that good?
It's I'm gonna be honest with you, Vlad. It's just like one of those things that's like, okay, whatever. Like, is it that good? But honestly, like I haven't had any complaints whatsoever. It's the fears that I had in signing up for a company that was fully automated. We're talking about passive income. To me, that's such an ideal thing. Like I work. I'm a very busy person, so I don't have time to put towards all of this stuff. So it's really nice to not have to put hours towards something like this. And then the returns I get from my initial investment definitely makes all of this just, I don't know, it's a dream come true to some extent. I don't want to hype it up too much, but if I can sit back and have money come into my bank account and not be like busting my ass working 8, 12-hour days, I'll take that any day. You know what I mean?
So tell me a little bit more about, so you were interviewing other companies and they weren't meeting your
Mhm.
needs. What was it what did we do differently that helped you make the right decision?
Yeah, you guys, I remember first meeting, I think with you and Zach at the time, and you literally showed me some of the accounts of your current clients. And honestly, that's all I needed. You know what I mean? If I could see live accounts, people that are active right now, see their product sales, see how much they're making profit wise, what the split is, all of that. And essentially, I'm like, that could be me. You know what I mean? And so it made me feel like I'm actually seeing numbers there. And that initial step with you is something that I hadn't experienced with any other company. Right. I didn't have anybody running through numbers in that way to where they were just basically showing me like total ROI and there was no detail to it. They weren't going through individual client accounts either,
Mhm.
right? They were just kind of summing things up and it sounded good, it looked pretty, whatever it is, but actually seeing you go through live examples, I felt like, okay, this is like real to me. And I can see myself being very much one of these clients to sign up because I had the funding at the time. I was just ready to go. I
Yeah.
just wanted to make sure I was partnering with the right team. So I was in a very kind of uh, particular point, right? Have the funds. I'm trying to just pick the right team, you
Right.
know? Yeah.
I think the biggest thing, because I was talking to my sales team earlier, and they constantly bring up when they're talking to potential investors, everyone's saying like, oh well, why is everyone's projections of sales and profit much higher than what you guys are saying it really is?
Yeah.
And it's the fact is we're not giving anybody projections. I've never given anyone, all right, well, this is where you could be. No, the only thing
Yeah.
we do is show you exactly what we built and currently running. the exact number.
Exactly.
We're not making any guesses of where you're going to be. We know where you're going to be based on all the accounts at all the stores that we're running. And we're telling you exactly cold hard numbers that are realistic and possible. Because anyone that tells people, oh, you're making 20% a month every month, all this kind of stuff, it's like, cool. So you must be richer than Warren Buffett. It's no.
Right. Like, let's
So
be real here. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, realistically, I tell people straight up, like we focus on 20 to 40% a year. If
Mhm.
it's better, great. If it's lower, it is what it is. There's, it's a business. We can always improve it and work from there. But it definitely does it work, Stephanie?
It absolutely works. It absolutely works. No doubt about that. I just it works. I don't know what else to really say about that for anyone that's
Anything we can improve
considering
on?
it. Anything you can improve on? No, I mean, I'm like actually genuinely thinking. I'm like my team through the WhatsApp. I mean, every morning I get this really sweet message to start my every day of the week. You know what I mean? And they're super on top of it. Any questions that I have, I've been just gotten responses on ASAP. Like, no, that's the thing. Like, communication for me is number one if I'm doing business with somebody. And you guys are like on point with that. You know what I mean? So like it doesn't make me feel like I don't know what's going on. I can't talk to anybody about any question I've ever had, any request I've ever had was taken care of like that.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm like, yeah, I actually don't have any complaints whatsoever, to be honest with you. I really don't.
For those of you watching, obviously we're not perfect. I can never get a client to say something bad. But it is what it is.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna pull up your store really quick just to give
sure.
people an idea. All right, so we are in Stephanie's store right now. Looks like so far for today, $300 in sales. Yeah, so you had you had one sale in July. Really started scaling or started selling in August, and nice scale from there. So we're already at 83,000 in sales. Really for a full months, got 1, 2, 3, and 3. So basically, we're like 3.5 months in of actually selling, and we're already at 83,000.
Yeah, not even five, like I was thinking earlier, looking at it like this now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just when you pay, you gotta you sign a contract, you pay, you gotta set up the Amazon account, you gotta buy
Right, the setup.
inventory, you
Uh-huh.
gotta wait for the inventory to arrive. And especially like right now in Q4 is the hardest time to get inventory inside of Amazon because Amazon prioritizes delivering products to shoppers versus inbound shipments. So like
Gotcha.
that's why we start working on Q4 in summer. We're already making all the shipments because we know Q4 hits, it's gonna take forever to get products inside of Amazon. Um,
Right.
so we're 83,000 in sales total. Do you happen to know the profit margin in your store?
I think it's a 70-30 split.
No, not the split, but the profit margin.
Oh, percent wise, I don't know. I haven't sat down to calculate that whatsoever, to be honest with
I'm
you.
gonna give you a rough estimate right now. So
Maybe 20 or something? I don't know.
I'm just adding up some of your expenses. So your total cost so far of the cost of goods sold, you put in $49,000 into inventory of what's been sold so far. And
Mm-hmm.
what's been sold so far, cash and cash, you have 9,500 in profit. And
Mm-hmm.
that's a cash and cash of 19%. So
Nice. So
far.
close. Yeah.
Now, of course, you gotta split. So in reality, so far of what's been sold, you're about a 13% return cash to cash after all splits, after all fees. Now, of course, that's money being recycled, all that kind of stuff. So I don't have the
Yeah.
exact number of what because a lot of people ask like, oh, why does it say it's only 13 or 20%, but in reality,
Mm-hmm.
client's making 30? That's because we're reusing the same money constantly keeps
Right.
more and more. So the percentage
Right.
of actual what's invested, it grows and grows and grows, which is
Yeah.
really cool. So
Yeah,
basically that's kind of like
absolutely.
what you're doing, what you've done so far, and the business is brand freaking new. I mean, you've been selling for 3.5, almost 4 months. The magic really starts happening. I mean, it starts happening right away, but
Mhm.
typically you'll scale a lot more and more and more, especially as your Amazon store builds more trust. Um, your store builds more trust with Amazon at the end of the day.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Yeah,
you've
I'm
been
super
with us,
excited about that.
so you've been with us for a couple of months. You like the process. You're making this sound too good. This is hard.
I know. I'm like, is there something? I don't know. There really isn't. Like,
When it comes to the newest person looking into Enopoly, what kind of
mhm.
advice can you give them?
Coming into this business already, as opposed to like researching for an e-commerce.
Yeah, this business specifically.
What advice? I would say if you can, just approve purchase orders, and just have them come through, because it does take a little bit of time for them to hit your store and then for them to become available to sell. So if you have the funds to just go ahead and get as much inventory as you can, I mean, essentially, the more money you put into the business, the more money that you'll get back. So, me, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna meet with. I have another meeting around like 5, to get a little bit more funding because I want to definitely prep for the holidays and into like the beginning of the year and stuff. So if you have the means, I would say coming into this business, getting as much inventory as you can, approving purchase orders, and timely, I would say. I pretty much approve purchase orders as they come through. Um, but if you're gonna delay, then your inventory is also gonna get those products into your store. So your money is also gonna not pick
Right.
up as much speed and stuff. That's the one advice I'd pretty much have. Yeah.
And that's the best advice you could probably give somebody because, like, I have an example of a newer client came in. I think this past month was their first month selling, and the client wanted to only spend like 2 to 3 thousand a week, just because of the starting period. And obviously, I've never spoken to this client before. It was someone on my team, got them on board, all that kind of stuff. I literally went inside the chat, like, look, you can't do that. If you're gonna limit the employees to 2 to 3 thousand a week, we can't give you the best deals, and so you're gonna get
Right.
bottom of the barrel deals, and you're gonna have a bad time. If you increase the budget, okay, I understand you're brand new into this business, not that comfortable, but from our experience and our data, you have to spend a good amount of money in the beginning because you're going to get the best result, best possible opportunities when it comes to the products, and that's the
Right.
reason. Like you did exactly that. Your storage scaling, and it's very healthy, and
Yeah.
that's the kind of strategy we're going to keep using over and over again. And then once we solidify your store, typically it happens between month 8 and 12, then you really have an idea of what's happening. Now, of course, wholesale changes month by month. So your profit margin is going to go higher, lower, all that kind of stuff. But as long as we're getting that 20 to 40% annual, you're gonna surpass all your other investments.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it certainly has felt healthy, to say the
Yeah.
least. You know what I mean? So yeah, I feel really good about it, and I know it's something that will just get better over time as the store matures and all of that. So I know there's certain things with Amazon that as your store is not just necessarily a brand new store. There's certain benefits and stuff. So I'm very much looking forward to that, just to see how that really pushes the store into like a very good place. It's in a
And
good
if
lie.
you don't
Yeah.
mind me asking, Stephanie, what do you do?
I'm actually a nurse practitioner. I'm going to see some clients right after this meeting.
Nice. Okay. So you're in
Yeah.
the medical field.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, best clients we have typically medical field, legal field, or some kind of entrepreneurship or investor.
Yeah.
That
Nice.
that
Nice.
literally that you're right in the spectrum of the type of client that we're looking for. Obviously, anyone could go out and build a business on their own, even figure out how to do this. But like clients that are busy, make good money, we can help them out and scale one of their assets in their portfolio, which is really cool.
Yeah.
You've been doing a great
Absolutely.
job of accepting everything, all the purchase orders. You're responsive to their team when they message you. You know, and you're busy, you're in the medical field. See, like anyone really can do this as long as, you know, either they reply or they have an assistant do it for them, like some of the clients do.
Right. Right. Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't, it's literally like lifting a finger just to like approve something. I'll look at my card, see what's available. And I guess like work wise, it's like making sure I pay off like the cards or like make sure like funds are available for next purchase orders, whatever it is. And that's like very much easy
Well,
to
how
do
many
because
hours, how many hours would you say you put into this on a weekly or monthly basis?
hours. I don't put hours into this on a weekly basis whatsoever. It's just like a few minutes throughout the day to accept purchase orders and then however long it takes for me to pay a bill. So I don't know, max, let's just chalk it up to 3 hours a month max, let's say, right? But it's not, I don't consider this a job whatsoever. I don't even
Yeah.
consider it as something that I have to like constantly be on about. I wake up, we say good morning. At some point, there might be some purchase orders. At some point, I'll just have to look at my cards to pay off some bills, and then it's just kind of rinse and repeat. And that takes no time whatsoever.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it says it's basically 95% passive, right? You still got to check your phone, see if there's any buying opportunities and pay a credit card or pay your profit.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's kind of just you.
Yeah, honestly, but the most kind of work I put into this was just the beginning and like setting up the LLC and right? So that took a little bit of time and stuff, but you know, since then it just has been like no time at all in the grand scheme of everything, you know?
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah,
Well, Stephanie, I definitely appreciate you hopping on this interview, sharing your experience.
sure.
Those of you that are watching this, you know what to do. There's going to be a link down below this video. If you want to get
Yeah.
information about our service, go ahead and click the link, submit an application, and my team will get with you. Other than that, you guys have a great day.